morning Year 4, and this is your maths video on Friday the 26th of February for if you've got this booklet, okay? Now this week we've been looking at 2D and 3D shapes, and we're not going to be using this today. We're going to do something a little bit creative. But before we start, let's have a little look at the pictures I've got on my board, and I want you to think, are they a 2D shape or a 3D shape? So look really carefully at the pictures that I've got and think, is it a 2D or 3D shape? Okay, so we'll start with this one. Okay, so it's a beach ball. Is a beach ball a 2D or a 3D shape? Okay, so that one's a 3D, isn't it? It's something we can pick up. Okay, then we've got, it's a rectangle, isn't it? It's got 4 sides, they're all straight. We've got 2 longer ones and 2 shorter ones. Okay, so that one's a 2D shape. Okay, next then, we've got an ice cream cone. Is that a 2D or 3D? 3D, brilliant. A triangle is 2D, well done. And then here we've got, looks like a gift box, a present. 2D or 3D? Brilliant, that one's a 3D. Here we've got a square. What's a square? Is it a 2D shape or a 3D shape? That one's a 2D shape. We've got a dice, which is a 3D shape. Well done if you're joining in at home. And then finally we've got a circle. What's a circle here for? That one's also a 2D shape. Brilliant. Now just before we move on, can anybody remember the names of any of our 3D shapes? So this one is a ball. What's the name of a 3D shape that's like a ball? A sphere. Your turn? Sphere. Brilliant. Next one then, we've got an ice cream cone. Well done for saying cone. Here then, our gift box. That one's a cuboid. Your turn. And then here we've got a cube. Brilliant, well done. Hopefully those names are starting to get stuck in your brain a little bit now, because we've used them lots and lots. Now your learning question today, Year 4, says, can I build 3D shapes and use this to identify the properties? So today at home you're going to be working practically, okay? And before we move on to making some shapes, and I'll show you how to do that, let's remind ourselves of these properties. So, these are features of 3D shapes. We've got faces, okay? And faces can either be flat faces, like it is in the picture, or they can be round, like on a sphere. We've got vertices, okay? Vertices, and let's look where they're pointing to. That's the corners of our shape. So where our 2 faces, well, our 3 faces here join to create a point, okay? And then the edge, again, these can be straight edges or curved edges, is where 2 faces meet. And we're going to have a go today at creating and building some 3D shapes. So I've got some pictures of the shapes I want you to have a go at building on my board. Okay, so I'll write the names down of these for you. So the first shape is a square based, and that's because the bottom of it is square, can we see? pyramid. I'm going to have a go at making one of those today. We've got a cube that's made up of squares. We've got a triangular prism. Now I can see lots of two triangles here and some rectangles. And then finally we've got a cuboid. Okay, so these are the 4 shapes we're going to have a go at building at home. Now, I've just had a rummage in my cupboard at school to see what I could find. And I found some cotton buds. Okay, I'm sure lots of you will have those at home. And I found some blue tack. Now, you might not have cotton buds or blue tack, but you might have Play-Doh or sellotape. And you might not have earbuds, but you might have some cocktail sticks, or you might have some spaghetti, some hard pasta before it's cooked. You could even use pens and pencils to create them, but I'm going to use cotton buds and blue tack. I'm going to have a go at creating my first shape. And I'm going to have a go at this one here, so a square-based pyramid. So I'm going to start by making a square at the bottom. So I'm going to get some of my blue tack. I'm going to stick it on the end of my cotton bud. If you're using sellotape, just make sure you're being really careful. Okay, so I've got to make it into a square. So I'm just using the blue tack to hold the 2 cotton buds together. Okay, can we see that? I'm going to keep going. I think I need a little bit more blue tack. Okay, so we're looking a little bit more like a square now, can we all see? Just need to put on the last side, and then we've got 4 sides in total. Okay, here we go then. So there's my square. Okay, stuck together with blue tack. Doesn't matter what you use, whatever you've got at home would be great. Okay, so there's that first part. And then, so I've done this part here. Now I need to add my side pieces that go all the way up to a point. So I'm going to get some more cotton buds then. Okay, so can you see? I've just stuck it on a whiteboard to make it a little bit easier to hold its shape. There we go. So there is my square-based pyramid, just using things that I found around my classroom. And once we've done this, then we're going to think about the properties of this shape. So I want you, for your learning today, to fill in this table. You might want to write it out or ask a grown-up to help you to write it out in your yellow book that we've been doing our literacy work in. So a square-based pyramid, how many faces does it have? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 faces around, and then 1 at the bottom. So it's got 5 faces. Edges then are where 2 sides meet. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's got 8 edges. And then remember remember that vertices are the points, and how many points does my shape have? It's just got one here, hasn't it, on the top? Okay. So I want to see lots of pictures of the shapes that you have made, just like I have here. Okay, and you've got 4 to make. So I'm going to go back to this page so that you can remind yourselves of the shapes. You might want to pause the video here. And then you're going to copy out this table and complete this as well. So I need a picture of this and a picture of your shapes. Once you've done that though, Year 4, I have set you an extra challenge, which is a bit tricky. What 3D shape would this is called a net, fold into? So I can see that it's a shape that's made up of just squares. What 3D shape is made up of just squares? And then guys, we finished our shape learning. Okay, so were you able to identify the properties of 3D shapes? Were you a big thumbs up? Were you in the middle, I'm getting there, or I'm still finding it quite tricky? Don't forget to take a picture and send it to the Year 4 email address.